you should be writing this stuff down, so you're using it as a mirror to say, you know what, when I'm ready for marriage, I'm looking for this inside of a man. I'm looking for not dunce. You use that term over here, reading up dunce stuff or something like that. You'll use that term over here. You're not looking for a man with his pants below his butt, lying on the corner with a blunt in his mouth, or asking people $500 here, there, and everywhere to buy Guinness on it. You're not looking for a man like that. The one true God in his Bible. Right. So not because God made everybody means I am the God of all people. No, he made everybody, yes, but he says these people, the 12 tribes of Israel, they are my people and I am their God. Right. And none else. Can we get into Joel 2 and 27? Then we can go back to Deuteronomy 7 and 3. So to further expound on the young lady's question is explaining why we're not supposed to marry outside of our nations. So we're supposed to only marry amongst our people. You know the only time the other nations marry the so-called black man or Armenian man, you know when they do that? Can you tell me when? You seem smart enough. They marry them when they're financially up there. Right. When the so-called black man gets rich, filthy rich, then they say, let me send my white daughter to grab him and grab all of his resources. So in the event that something's to happen, she gets his wealth and the black community does not. Bring it up. Y'all understand that? So the other nations are clever with it. You see you smiling, you get the understanding of it, young lady? Read what you got, sir.
The book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27.
Come on.
And he shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
And you all shall know that God is in the midst of Israel.
And that I am the Lord, your God, and none else.
Wait a minute. He said he's what?
And that I am the Lord, your God, and none else.
What does that mean? Say again? Alright, let me ask the young lady. Oh, let me ask Jaden. Oh, let's read again.
Joel 2, verse 27. And he shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
You shall know that I am in the midst of the nation of Israel, which is us.
And that I am the Lord.
And that I am the Lord,
your God.
I am the Lord, your God, meaning you Israel, I am the Lord, your God, Israelites.
And none else.
And I ain't nobody else's God. That's what he's saying plain as day. That's why we read in Psalms, the gods of the nations are idols, because that's their God. We have our own God. So you understand that? So that's why it's important to marry within your nation. You understand that? So now, you want to get married one day and you want to get married one day. Who are you all going to get married to? Somebody within your same nation. Okay? Right. So, somebody within your same nation. So now, where marriages are concerned, let me ask the gentleman right here. What should you look for in a woman? In a wife? How old are you? Are you 16 or above 16? You're about 16. What should you look for in a wife? Add something to your life? Okay, that's good. Jaden, you say the same thing? Add something to your life? What else? What's the young lady saying? We talked to her before. What's she saying?
No, I'm saying God put it like grass.
Oh, you have to like grass. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so good. Young lady, how old are you? 17. Okay, you look younger than that. One day you want to get married, right, young lady? What should you be looking for in a man?
Someone who supports you in your beliefs.
Support you in your beliefs? So the man should be following you?
No, yeah, to get grant of understanding.
Okay, now, I want you all men to understand something. Women think far ahead than men, especially at this age. I want you all to understand something. 1 second, sister. Take it a second, no problem. I want you to understand something. Our first statement. But, let me ask her this question. Who's the leader in the marriage? Ah, there we go right there. You see that young man? She said it could be both of them being the leaders. You see that? That's why I told you all men, women are way advanced than the young men. Women think far ahead. She said both of us can be equal. Now, you didn't like that response. Why is that so? I saw you look around and laugh and all that. So you love it then? You love both of you being equal and leading? God, brother, you need some building up, man. Jaden, what's your take on that? Do you think y'all both should be leaders, or the man should run the show, or maybe the woman should run the show? Mostly. Mostly? What about all the time?
Bring it up.
Yeah. Give me the law. Corinthians. Give me that in Corinthians. Let's show the young people the order of God. God is a God of order. And he has a place for the woman, and he has a place for the man.
Read out.
This is what we're going to teach you, brother. Read what you got.
1 Corinthians 11 verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
In the Bible, it says the head of every man, not woman, the head of every man is Christ. You all agree? Read on.
And the head of the woman.
And the head of who? You hear that, sister? This is your turn. And the head?
And the head of the woman.
And the head of the females
Is the man.
is who?
Is the man.
Who's your head, young lady? The man. So if you're going to enter into marriage thinking it's equal, or maybe sometimes you're leading, it ain't going to work. God says the head of the woman is the man.
That's right.
Men are innate leaders by nature. Lions are leaders. They run the pride. They run the pack. Ain't it? So that's what the man is. The man is a lion. The man is the leader. And you men got to be taught that. You got to be taught how to be a leader. You got to be taught how to be a man.
Right.
What are some steps in becoming a man? You're older than him. I'm asking you. What are some steps in becoming a man?
First of all, you gotta know when you're wrong and admit when you're wrong.
Okay, so in other words, take accountability. I like that. There's some men that don't like to do that. Okay, what else?
Responsibility.
What else?
Responsibility.
Okay, responsibility as far as?
As far as if you're the head of the household, you have to make sure that the household doing good and stuff like that.
You hear what he's saying? In other words, he's saying the man got to be the provider, ain't it? So in other words, men got to get jobs or a means of income.
Right.
Give me that in 1 Timothy 5 and verse 8. So you should be writing this stuff down, so you're using it as a mirror to say, you know what, when I'm ready for marriage, I'm looking for this inside of a man. I'm looking for not Dunce. You use that term over here and reading up Dunce stuff or something like that. You'll use that term over here. You're not looking for a man with his pants below his butt, lying on the corner with a blunt in his mouth, or asking people $500 here, there, and everywhere to buy Guinness on it. You're not looking for a man like that. Looking for a man that's busy, is occupied, is assertive, ain't it? Read what you got, sir.
1 Timothy 5 verse 8. But if any provide not for his own.
If any man was?
But if any provide not for his own.
If any man doesn't provide for his own,
And especially for those of his own household.
especially for his wife and children, those are the ones of his own household,
He had denied the faith.
he did what?
He had denied the faith.
How could he say he's a believer in God? If you're not even providing for your own household, how could you say you're believing in God? It don't work like that, brother. So being a man, it means you must have the means of providing for your family.
Right. That's
Now, listen to this here now. The man is providing. What should the woman be doing? Second? She said get up and pray. Did she say that? What did the young lady say? What should the woman be doing? The man is like, hey, I'm paying the bill. She's supposed to.
Supposed to keep it in the pocket and make sure that it's
This is a smart young lady. I'm telling you, women think ahead of men. She said the job of the y'all young sisters passing, y'all listen to this. The job of the woman is to ensure the house is intact.
That's right.
In other words, the house is clean. What are you doing out so early in the morning? Is the house clean? Is breakfast made? Give me that in verse 13 now. 1 Corinthians 5:13.
The book of 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 13. And with all thy law, verse 14, I will therefore that the younger women marry.
So now this is the role of the woman. We have the man in point. The man is providing, taking care of the family. Now the woman, what did it say about the woman?
I will therefore that the younger women marry.
The first thing God says to the women, the younger ones, is get married. What's happening a lot in society is that people are having sex and they're not married.
That's right.
God is against that. You're supposed to marry with your virginity. That's why when the woman loses her virginity, what happens? Oh! So have you ever slept with a woman before? Okay, all praise to the Most High, brother. Keep it that way until marriage. Okay? Keep it that way until marriage. I'm looking in your eyes. Read verse 14 again.
1 Timothy 5 verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry.
God says get married first,
Bear children.
and then they do what?
Bear children.
So should you be getting children before marriage? You see what the Bible is saying? Marry first, then get children. But don't you all know people that have children and they ain't married yet? And when you ask them why they're not married, what do they normally say? They're not what? Alright, we understand that that's the societal term of that relationship. God don't approve it. Nevertheless, what do they say is the reason why they're not married? And they got children. What do they say is the reason why they're not married? They covetous? Or what you say? Or Jaden, what you say?
I don't really know.
You already asked. They say they're not ready for marriage. But they got children. Does that make sense? Why it doesn't make sense? Let me see. Let me see how sharp you are, young lady.
From time you're ready, like curious, supposed to ready to commit yourself to your marriage.
And this is the smart man. I'm supposed to be hearing those responses from you, brother. She says from the time you want to make children, you're supposed to be ready for marriage.
Right.
How the hell are you going to make kids but then say you're ready for marriage? That makes no sense. Making a child makes you responsible for that individual biblically for 20 years.
Right.
Society talks about 16 and all that BS. 20 years, brother. So ain't marriage more important? Read the verse again from the top.
1 Timothy 5 verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women married bear children, guide the house.
So now she's married, bear children, but then it says guide the house. What does that mean for a woman? To be guiding the house. Now let me ask the woman. She might know, what does it mean to guide the house? Make sure it's, y'all hear that? Make sure the house intact. Meaning you gotta know how to cook, young lady. You gotta know how to clean. You gotta know how to wash. Are you equipped with those things? Being a 17-year-old, you can cook, you can clean, you can wash. All praise to the Most High. Also, another thing that a woman should learn is how to reverence a man. How do you show respect to a man? By doing what? Listening to him and not listening to rebut. And not listening to rebut. How's your brother running? Why did he run? Oh, fair enough, I understand. So, young lady, they get flyers? They get flyers? Can we give them a flyer? Let's give young lady a flyer. So, understand, in the Bible, it gives us the blueprint for marriage. It tells us the step we gotta take before we even think about getting married. Now, that thing on your head, is that your real hair? Okay, why you have your hair in that color? Why you put your hair in that color? Your mother did that to you? Or you did you? She was trying out something on your head? And you agreed to that? Why? Because it's your mother? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. You should see beauty in your own hair. And your mother likewise. Your mother should not be used as an experimental doll. You're not an experimental doll. You're a daughter of Zion.
Right.
You understand? And she should treat you as such.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.